Cronos, the world of hexen. Now to glean some kind of understanding of the world and anything we might encounter, we look to the Word. Now I decided to contact a mage who's been traveling the hexfiles for as long as I know. His name's Edmund. He says the name comes from Greek words meaning time. You know, I wondered the same thing. Greek. Now this will really blow your top. Says he used something called the internet. It peeked into a reality that apparently spawned the whole world of hexen and the hexfiles as we know it. Just wild. Anyway, time was created by dirt and water, and time made chaos. The sky and an egg. The egg hatched a hermaphrodite, and this god created the cosmos, the world. The world is just any place you can describe it where. So beyond the wheel of time that surrounds the world, there is nowhere. Imagine that. So Cronos is the world of hexen. It's where all who come to the game of hexen find themselves in. Art imitates life, Edmund said. Or did he say life imitates art? I'm not so sure. I'll have to ask him again. You know, I could use that email he was telling me about.
You got mail.
Email? Nah, forget it. We're gonna focus on one thing at a time. And this time, it's Cronos. Time. Now, time is something I know about a bit. And Edmund tells me also that another sister culture of the Greeks called it Saturn. So, being how apparently we exist as a fractal of this real world, all these things matter in understanding what we're doing in the hexfiles. Saturn is depicted as an old man, stern, wielding a scythe. He's called Father Time sometimes, and is the stifling aspect of life, a barrier, the guardian of the threshold, so to speak. So it's coming into view, I suppose, the creators of hexen wanted to show the world we find ourselves in, Cronos, as a harsh and stern keeper of the keys and switches. There are 7 gates, or spheres, or whatever that enclose the world outside hexfiles, each having its own guardian. I guess they're like the miniature rings as Cronos is around the egg that spawned the world. So they probably exist in the game of hexen as well, encoded into the world within. Come to think of it, you know, the first hub of Cronos is the 7 portals. And they are ice, fire, steel, and the secret bright crucible. You get to the 7 portals after the winnowing hall. To winnow is to blow air to separate grain from chaff. So it seems the winnowing hall is the door to the 7 portals, and it's based in 3 elements. Probably because they call it 3D, and it's doubled, with one added secret. The crucible, which would really be the 4th aspect. Maybe they implied 4D by such a move. A crucible is a very hot place where metal is melted and can be formed into something new. That must be it. And you know, that in bright crucible, the exit is at the bottom of the bowl, which is the opposite place of where the dross appears of a crucible. The top. And perhaps that's a square. The box is the ring of trials. That place we find ourselves, seemingly trapped. The 3rd dimension that is encompassed by the 4th. I liked watching these boxing matches with Edmund. Now that I'm using the internet, you know they call the fighting stage the ring. And wouldn't you know, it's a square. There's a lot of squares and cube symbology in the world outside. So it's gotta be reflected in here, in the world of Cronos. Edmund says that Saturn is the master of the harvest, and it's another interesting point that the first test of Cronos is the winnowing hall. That would imply that the user is harvested to complete more trials. And being harvested seems to be the emancipation state also. It's just like some kind of catch-33 or something. Anyway. Well, earth and water made time, so don't ask me how anything works, because time facilitates the cosmos, where there is dirt and water. So bizarre. But it goes in the world of Cronos. And what goes is surrounded by a where. Here we are. Mud. Fire is the hermaphrodite. It's yielding and yet it penetrates all. Ice is hard and encapsulating, and is a state of water. Steel is synthesis. It's iron and carbon. It's forged to a sword or even a key. We are the keys and swords, and the doors and battle are everywhere.